here, senior citizens, you think they're senior citizens, but then they start talking about what it was like back in the day. And you're like, hey, wait, they were actual people back then.
Yeah, well, what
you
but what the
know.
white media does not do
Hmm.
is they don't hear from people that we hear from. They
Right.
don't listen to those people, right? They like the liberals. The big thing that drives me crazy about liberals is they love telling black people what they're supposed to think. They love
Uh-huh.
looking at us and saying, "No, you're wrong. You should be this way." And what I like about having a platform is because I started building this platform after I actually got banned from CNN
Uh-huh.
back in 2008. I said, I think I need to build my own, and what we have now is what I've been building for like 10, 12 years. And I remember, that we did a survey on this platform of a few 100,000 people. And I said, do you think Cosby should be out of jail? 88%, overwhelming majority said yes.
Hmm.
88%. You don't see that on TV. They're not going to talk about that. And then when we talk, we talk about that hidden demographic, the people that the media won't listen to, older black women,
Yeah.
like your mama and my mama. They didn't give a damn. They were like, they laid down like some facts that only your black mama can like
Yes.
break down for you. And they just, and I think that their perspective was like, we know the game.
Yes, that's exactly what they were saying. Those women, my mom was like, those women were drug addicts,
Mm-hmm.
and they would do whatever they can to get on the case, get some more money to take some more drugs. She saw it. She saw it. And she listens. What's amazing is that she watches MSNBC all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she watches that media, but for some reason it is not permeating her in terms of her perspective, especially her perspective, because she's definitely in support of Louis Farrakhan.
Yes,
And
she
that
is.
channel is not, and I thought it was like really interesting. They really didn't sway her, not totally, because we thought, oh
Mm-hmm.
Lord. We talked to my mom. I'm like, oh Lord, we done lost her to MSNBC. We
Yeah.
lost her, but no, not really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's the thing. I like, I like the fact that there are women in the community who really just understand it enough to kind of, they know how to deal with us men in a certain way where we know that there's boundaries of behavior. Like we know, when I'm around a strong, well, I don't say strong black woman, that's such a cliche term, but when I'm around, quality women, I call it, people don't understand what I mean when I say quality women. I'm talking about just women who are solidly rooted in the black family, solidly rooted in the black community, solidly rooted with the black man.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there's boundaries, like that there's boundaries of appropriate behavior, right? And then you also know that if something happens and you're accused of something or something goes wrong, they're gonna hear you out. Like they're gonna try to understand the context. It's
Yes.
like that kid I met in my event. The kid that remember I told you about the kid from USC
Yes.
who
Yeah.
he was a football star in high school and he was dating a white girl. He was falsely accused of rape. And he told me that, and he said he's actually at not USC. I'm sorry, he's at Stanford right now. And he said that when he tried to talk to his white friends about it, they didn't want to hear it because they knew he was just accused, and that means he was guilty. That's it. And then he said at UCLA, he got around black liberals, like the LGBT types or whatever, and they didn't want to hear it because they said, "Well, you got straight black male privilege, and what you have to
Mm-hmm.
say doesn't matter." But he said the only people that heard him were the black women that were around him. He said the black women, they knew him as a person and they didn't necessarily judge him right off the bat. And when it was revealed that the white woman had a mental issue, she was kind of off and on these crazy medications and was making false accusations. That's when they let him go. Right. But he said, I was so traumatized. And he said, nobody hurt me. Nobody hears like the pain and the trauma that black men feel. Like,
Except a black woman, which really makes sense that Felicia Rashad would say what she said.
yes.
Right. So we don't want to see our black men go down from something crazy like this. We're going to stick up for them. And it's almost like we don't even care if we're at jeopardy, even though we're going to say what's right, no matter
Mm.
what happens.
Yeah, shout out to Felicia Rashad.
Yes,
Can we type the word Felicia with a P in the chat? Everybody
that's right.
type Felicia Rashad's name in the chat just to let her know we support her. Howard University needs to be ashamed for not backing her up, at least backing up her right to speak. Like it's not so much that it's not a problem that they disagree with her. The problem is that they act like she ain't got a right to have an opinion. Everybody else got a right to have an opinion as long as it's the right opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You
She
know,
got off script.
yeah. Yeah, she got lost. Well, you're not speaking the standard Negro. You're not following the Negro protocol that we've set for you, and
Mm,
that ain't. That's. I mean, you're infringing on her First Amendment right.
mm.
What the hell's wrong with you? So I applaud that.